Hello, everybody, and welcome back to In the Huddle. Today, episode 9. Here, I'm Slump City, and I'm with Scom, and we are going to bring you some Madden 15 content, finally. We're very excited about it. We have a lot of stuff to touch on. Unfortunately, we can only just kind of walk on eggshells around it because we do know a lot more than is released, but that's no excuse not to talk to you guys about some of the latest and greatest information that has been released. Starting, I think we're just going to hit on some CFM stuff because that was the most recent stuff that they announced. Scom, take it away.
How we doing, everybody? I'm glad to be back. Yes, finally we got some Madden information, and like Slump says, we got to be very, very careful to what we talk about because obviously we get excited and we know a little bit more. So obviously we want to start talking about it a little bit more than we can sometimes, and don't mean to, but we're going to stick to the pictures and the blogs and just go with what we have right now. They started out with all the information, breaking down the teams, giving you some ratings, and today, like you said, they did come out with the connected franchise stuff. It seems like they've had a steady look at what they wanted to do with Madden 15. We haven't seen a lot of new stuff, but what we've seen is a concentration on fixing and improving what they have with the game. The biggest thing, the most impressive thing that I liked so far that I saw with the Connected franchise was the dynamic storylines. So no more predicting what your draft classes are going to be like and planning out and everyone knowing who the best players are going to be. That's all going to be a big change based on what's going on, which is going to be very, very. It's going to be a new thing because before, for 5-6 years, you always knew what pretty much all 30 years were going to be like in your CFM. And now they also just once again made quicker, faster improvements with being able to add points to your player, being able to do things within your connected franchise. It just seems like it's a very smooth integration. But unfortunately for Slump and I, our teams are going to need a lot of improvement. But I think we'll have some good draft picks. I don't even have any 90 overall players on my team, but I know Slump does, so hold on.
We've got one. There's one 90 overall player, and it's Josh Scobie. He's the best, man. In my opinion, he deserves a 99 card. The dude scores all of the points for the Jaguars, and also he makes a lot of tackles too. Unfortunately, he's called on to make a lot of big hits in the kick return situation. So in my opinion, I should be able to play him on defense too. But don't worry, I'll take it up with Billy when he's making cards this year.
Hey, we saw quite a bit of fantasy and there was a good amount of MUT kickers out there, so you might be able to get some good. The biggest thing is you just need to have him kick a long ball. It doesn't seem like so much of the ability to hit so many points, but you might need to point that out to Billy so he realizes that it's not always the long ball. That just singles, drive in a lot of points also. Using baseball references because it's the only sports really going on right now. Like you were saying, it seems like the only MUT cards were just like the guys just banging 63, 64, whatever they were hitting this year. Is crazy.
Yeah, but Scobie hit a 62-yarder a couple years ago. His legs only gotten stronger since then. He hit a game-winning 62-yard field goal against the Colts. No respect. But then again, I guess he is the only player on the Jags getting any sort of respect because he's the only one in the 90s at all, which I guess I should be happy about. At least the Jaguars have somebody up there in the 90s, unlike the Giants.
Our highest rated player is 87. We got, I think it was JPP. Then they also had, I think, Victor Cruz, and I think were they 87. And the next one I think was Antoine Rolla, 86. I think was our top 3 players on our team. So it's going to be a very iffy year. David Wilson went out in real life now. He pretty much just retired, so there was our number 1 draft pick from 2 years ago. He played a total of, I think, 4 or 5 games. So that went well.
I always see the ratings at the beginning of the year, and I always look at the Jaguars, and of course it's always pretty bad. So I see the 70s, and I'm like, oh man, the Jags are the worst. And this year they're actually the second worst, but it's pretty bad. But then I look at the best team, and I think that the Seattle Seahawks have the highest rated team with a 91 overall, and that's not that good either. So it makes me feel a little bit better about the fact that my team doesn't have that 80 plus overall, just because no teams are really there yet. So throughout the course of the year, we'll see how things go, and I expect to see the Jaguars climbing up to that 99 by week 16 probably.
They've definitely been doing a lot of balancing. You can see it, a steady progression year after year of bringing down those overpower ratings. And even with just the head-to-head stuff now, like you said, Seahawks, I mean, before you would see Super Bowl guys coming out 93, 94. Now the best team is 91. I think there's only like 2 or 3 teams that are even above 90. And yeah, I mean, they brought a lot of balance. I think, I don't know exactly, but I think personally they got tired of seeing the same 2-3 teams getting used every year. The idea of them bringing awareness and pocket presence to the quarterbacks to eliminate everyone just using scrambling quarterbacks, the balancing of all the players and athletes out there to make each team competitive so you can enjoy the game with your favorite team, I think is a very, very cool way that they're starting to blend it. Because when it really comes down to it, anyone can win on Sunday. Anyone can win.
Yeah, and most of the time, anybody does. I mean, there's only 2 teams that have ever gone undefeated for the entire regular season. And so I think that it's good that they're bringing that parity into Madden so that if you play as the 49ers versus the Jags still have a chance. You still have that fighting chance that if you outplay your opponent, you can still win the game, even if you're playing online on ranked. So I'm not discouraged from using the Jaguars. In fact, the fact that they're so bad makes me kind of more proud when I win with them. It's more satisfying, in my opinion, than consistently dominating with a very, very, very overpowered team.
Absolutely. Well, I know I will probably have I'm going to have a CFM league going on Xbox One from the subscribers that we have on Twitch that are using Xbox One. We're also going to be having a connected franchise league on the PlayStation 4 for subscribers that have a PlayStation 4. But I think those are pretty much going to be my only 2 connected franchises. I might have one more, but it's not going to be a mode that I'm going to be too much invested in. I will have some fun with it. We will have some YouTube videos and some upload and some content about CFM for all the people that do enjoy that. But we all know why we're here. We all know why we're playing. And hopefully, a lot more people are going to be playing MUT in Madden 15 this year. And let's talk about some of the biggest things that we've seen so far. And for a person like you, Slump, that went the route that you did last year, no money spent, not only no money spent, no packs opened, no collections done, just straight buying your team. I know you were privy to some information, but now we just talked before we aired. We went over some of the stuff that came out. What's your initial thought? If you just kind of closed off mind and eliminated all your knowledge that you had, forgot that you were a game changer and didn't have that, those days of playing that you had that access, eliminate that. Our conversation today, what has been released, what are you thinking about now?
I'm thinking about building my team and the strategy that I'm going to use for it because I'm team no money spent, and that's not gonna change at all. But my strategy for getting to a stacked team is going to be totally different this year, and I'm excited about how easy it seems like they've made that. As far as getting cards, doing the collections and things like that. The user interface is just going to be so much more accessible that I'm not going to be discouraged from doing that sort of thing to build my team. So the one thing that they talked about already that they released online was the item binder, and the fact that now all your cards are just in one place, and you don't have to move cards from reserves to regular to pending collection into the collection. It's not a hassle, it's not a headache, and it's a very fast process. So that's something that I'm very, very excited about. I think that my strategy for building my team is going to be a lot different. I think that I will be probably opening some of those coin packs, and I think that I'm also probably going to be definitely doing solos and collections, trying to build my team as fast as possible.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, once again, the biggest thing I think that they've done that I've seen that I love. I mean, they don't always have to come out with something shiny and new every time. Just coming out with something new every time doesn't mean that it's going to be something great every time. And they had a lot of great things going on in Madden, and instead of just coming out with new stuff every year, they sat back, they looked at it, and no matter what mode it is, they just try to fix things. From the time you click in to Madden Ultimate Team now, I know so many of my friends from college all the way back to high school that are just my true friends and just gamers and stuff like that I did back in the day, that we have always played Madden and our own leagues and stuff like that. Most of them just never played Ultimate Team because it was just too time consuming. It was too difficult. You click in, you got an all 65 bronze team, you don't know any of the players, you have no idea what you're doing, and they're out. And now you click in, you have an objective menu that's going to be able to show you a path through what to do, how to build your team. You're going to have a sense of goals and objectives to keep you motivated into the game, which is going to be very, very nice to be able to bring more growth to Madden Ultimate Team. And more growth brings more people, larger community, and then more options and more things that they can do for Madden Ultimate Team. For all the people that love Madden Ultimate Team, the thing that we need to wrap our head around is MUT really just doesn't mean much to Madden as a brand. It established itself last year like, hey, we can make money, but it's like they still look back at it and they say, like, I don't know what the numbers are, but I know it was a 300% increase from the year before, but I think that 300 increase is still only like 20 or 30% of the people that actually play Madden. I would love to see it be 50, 60, 70, 80% of the people that buy Madden go home and turn on Madden Ultimate Team. And to be able to do that is you got to add the ease. You got to add the simplicity. You got to add the goals so these people know what they're doing. And that's what they've done. I thought it was great, the objectives, to be able to go through, and like you said, the binder, everything's in one place. You can open up your pack, and from your pack, you can make that card your starter. You can put them into a collection. You can trade them. You can sell them. You can compare them. You can do everything from that one screen. You don't have to go around to a million places, and you're going to be able to have a lot of options and simplicity within the game mode, which is going to get you to building your team very, very fast, then to playing the game. And that's what a lot of other people, that want to play Madden, they want to turn it on, go to head-to-head, search, find game, play game. And yes, with Ultimate Team, you're never going to get just to that, but now instead of spending 2 hours to build my team and play one game, now I can spend 15, 10 minutes, build my team, and spend 3 hours playing the game. That's going to bring a whole nother dynamic, and I'm very, very excited to see how much the MUT community grows this year, for sure. It's going to be awesome.
And one thing that you hit on that I was thinking about is when you said that, like, they don't have to bring all the new fancy things, like, every year. You don't have to have that new shiny thing to get people. Like, you just have to improve on what you have. And they've really done that. They've taken the game mode that we all love. They've taken the things that we love about it, and they've made it even better. And they've made it more accessible to people. Like, this year, Madden 25 was the first year that I ever played Madden Ultimate Team. And I only got started on it because I started streaming, and that's what people wanted to see. But if I hadn't started streaming, I might still be part of that, the 80% or whatever that never even clicks on Madden Ultimate Team because it doesn't seem like that's what I want to do. Like, I got on. I wanted to get into a game as quickly as possible, and then, like, if I wanted lots, and then I'd leave and I'd stop playing Madden, and I'd go for game modes. I go to other games. Like, I'd play like an RPG for those goals and things like that. But now Madden has that, like, element where there's those objectives, and, like, it gives you something to work towards, and it keeps you involved in the game throughout the entire year. So instead of getting bored with Madden, which I think a lot of people complain about, like, you know, they play it for a few weeks and then they're like, this is the same old, same old. Now with Madden Ultimate Team, you've got these objectives, you've got these goals that you want to like work towards and reach, and I think it's just going to be, like, I don't know, way more engaging than the other game modes. So I think that we're definitely going to see that transition that you're talking about, from people moving from get online, play a game, and get off, to get on, go into Ultimate Team, see what they can do, see what their goals are, and then see how close they can get to their goals, whether it's through playing games or doing collections or whatever. They're just going to be way more immersed in the game mode, and it's not going to be clunky. They're not going to be like, they're not going to go in and see that there are goals, but they have no idea how to reach them because there's all these different things you have to click on and do, and then they're like, whatever, I'm leaving. So that's something that I think that you hit the nail on the head when you said that they don't have to bring new things, they just have to make it more accessible, and they just have to improve on what they already have, which I think that they've done this year, and I'm really excited about it.
Absolutely. And I mean, the biggest thing I think that Ultimate Team has an advantage over any other mode is the delivery of content weekly. They could turn, I mean, it literally is a mode, a video game based around a mode that is literally the most talked about, watched sport in America right now. I mean, baseball is no longer America's sport. It's football. I mean, people die for football. And it is, I mean, once football season starts, that's all people talk about in work. It's all every conversation in the gym to whatever it is. Everyone's wearing your shirts. Everyone's got their teams. When football isn't around, like, people are like zombies. Like, they have no idea what to do with their life. But like now, like when football's coming back, and I'm talking about real life football, not just the video game, and what they can do with the incorporation of MUT to bring fantasy football, to bring that incorporation of you watching your team and then taking that real life weekend and making it into new content is something that no game really has that ability to do. No mode has that ability to do. And I think that if Ultimate Team continues with the ease to bring in the amount of people, and people see the ease and how fun that this is the same Madden that they've loved for years. It's easy, and now they can customize and build. You can watch on Sunday, and your favorite player can have an awesome game, and then you can get that real card to play. I mean, that is an awesome feature that no other game can get you. And if they can build more content around that, like fantasy sports and other things with that, I think that the Ultimate Team, I mean, connected franchise and head-to-head, I think with a lot of these EA games, you're going to see in a few years with the simplicity and growth, Ultimate Team is going to be number one, and I think they're on the right path. And I'm excited, truly excited.
Yeah, definitely. What else are we allowed to talk about? I mean, I know there's a lot of information released, a lot of team rankings and stuff like that.
There's the team rankings. Obviously, for like the YouTube part of this video, we'll put all the links for like the team rankings and stuff like that in the descriptions to let you know that the Madden Hub, Madden 15 hubs, basically have each. I think every division now is out with team breakdowns. You are starting to see small blogs. I think we've pretty much touched base about everything that we can talk about. The only thing that you can add, talk about your contracts. You can add contracts, buy contracts. You have contracts. We have now, the only things we haven't, let's go back to our binder. We went from 1,000 cars to 1,200. We can now have contracts added as a group to the top. You can also add contracts to your team as group and buy contracts in the store as group. Slump. That has to be breaking news. Tell us how much free time you now have in your life.
Every single day when I get on to stream, I immediately start the stream off with the contract grind. And the first thing I do is I buy like 30 contracts, which in the new Madden is going to take, 5 seconds? You're like, oh, I need 30 contracts. Click, click. Now, but the way that I'm doing it this year, I have to go through like 80 different screens. I have to get into the store. I have to go to the bronze thing. I have to click on bronze contract. I have to accept it. I have to send it to my current roster. Then I have to go back out, go to my team roster, click on add contracts, click to add the contract, and then accept it on whatever player I want to do. What? I mean, I do it every single day for like 30 or 40 people, and it's such a time-consuming process. So the contract grind, for those of you guys that look forward to it, get it while you can, because there's only 3 weeks left of that. The contract grind is a thing of the past with the new item binder and the way that you can just add contracts in bulk to everybody. You can buy 100 contracts and just say, spread them across the team, and then it's just magically going to do it. Oh my gosh, dude, I'm so excited for that particular feature in Madden 15. That's something that I can't believe they didn't add immediately. Like, the fact that you have to go through like 25 different screens to add a single contract extension to one player, that drove me crazy for the entire year. So that's got to be like one of the biggest and probably one of the simplest changes that they could have made, touching back on, instead of bringing new things, just improving what you have. So a lot of people thought they were going to get rid of contracts entirely. I'm glad they didn't do that, but I'm also very, very excited that that you can buy them like just in bulk now, because that just makes so much more sense to me.
So as I was sitting here listening to you tell the story, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, so Slump's on day like 201 or 202 or something like that streaming, right? Just say, for example, you spent 10 minutes. 10 minutes is easy. 10 minutes each day. Divide the times the 200 streams equals 2,000 minutes that you have spent. Divided by 60. Oh, wait. Yep. So that means you spent 33. That's 33. You get a whole day and a half now of your life. 33 hours that you get back of your life. Now,
I've spent more time buying contracts than a lot of people like spend playing Madden for the entire year. That's crazy.
You spent so far about 33 hours of your life buying contracts that now will probably establish to about 2 minutes, maybe in the future, 3 minutes, 4 minutes in the future. You do play a lot of games, so maybe 5 minutes. We'll give you. But yes, and no more injuries. 1 game injury, your guy's back in the lineup. No more buy the injury card, add the injury card, apply the injury. Wait a second, he's not in my lineup anymore. Go back to your lineup, add him to your lineup.
Wait a second, I also had him at kick returner and punt returner. Let me add him back to those positions.
Exactly.
Yeah, none of that. That's the thing that passed. That's another thing that's the injury cards. I can understand a player going out for the game, but it didn't. Like, that was another thing. It didn't make sense whenever you're like, a player would go down for 10 games, and you'd have to go buy 4 injury recovery cards in order to get him back. It just seemed like a hurdle to jump through for nothing. It didn't really seem like there was any benefit, or like I don't know, man. It just seemed like an extra unnecessary thing that they didn't really have to include, and for some reason it was in the game. So the fact that now it's just that single game, like, yes, Paul Posluszny could go down for a game, but he'll be back the next game, and I don't have to worry about spending 20 minutes in the menu, because that's really like a huge hurdle. And I think that's that's the reason that a lot of people probably put down MUT too. Is like, even if you get into it, once you realize that there's all these extra hurdles you have to jump through, it can be discouraging, and it can make you just want to go play ranked instead of jumping through the hurdles. So this year, I'm excited about that. That injury recovery cards are just gone. Now it's that 1 game injury. He'll be back the next game. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. So your biggest thing is obviously you're happy with the simplicity, the speed, and being able to get to the game again, which is very cool. Another thing we really haven't touched base on yet is the repeatable collections, which are going to make collecting the binder, like when you touch base, how you can see everything from one thing. So you can go in, they say a new collection's out, you can go right into the collection, you already see if those cards are there. So you don't have to spend more time moving them around. They're already there. You can collect them very, very fast and your card's there. So with all that, the repeatable collections, the simplicity of all that, what that is going to do is add value to your packs. Add value to the packs all year and keep value. So right now, if I rip a pack on Madden 25, more than likely I'm discarding almost every single card. But now you could still do the uniform collection 5,000 times. You can do the stadium collection 20,000 times. You can do all your base team collections over and over and over and over and over and over again. Every time you're going to get rewards. Every time you're going to get coins. And they do have a nice value. From my experience that I can slowly touch on because this information is out, I can tell you that I saw a great improvement to the mode based on the changes that they had. They saw the problems that they had with the packs and the collections. From what they've changed, it seems like they've made improvements by keeping value of your card all year long, keeping what's in those packs at the same value all year long, and the simplicity is what I'm also very excited to. So I think that's about it, though.
Yep, there's a lot of great information. You guys can check it out at easports.com. They're updating it regularly now. There's a lot of new stuff coming out, and there's still a lot of new stuff still to come out, you guys. So keep your eyes peeled because look out. There's some really great stuff coming out, and we can't wait to share it with you. But unfortunately, we're kind of tongue-tied right now. As soon as Madden 15 drops, you guys, August 26th, make sure that you are in the MUTCrew stream. Make sure that you're in my stream or any other Madden stream because guess what? We're going to be playing Madden 15. We're going to have all of the inside information, and we're going to be sharing it with everybody that stops by. So please, bookmark our streams, head on over there, and say hello on August 26th because that day is going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. You're going to see the Madden streams blow up with all kinds of people getting right back into Madden. And we're just excited that there's going to be tons of new content and stuff to share. And people are going to hop in. They're going to realize that it's a new game. It's a new game. There's a lot of new stuff coming out. And I'm so excited. I can't wait. 3 weeks cannot come fast enough.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like Slump said, stay tuned. If all goes as planned, this video should be uploaded on YouTube. We record on Wednesday, which is today. Should be uploaded tomorrow on the MUTCrew YouTube channel on Thursday. If everyone's watching this and it is Thursday, you might have heard from a little birdie. You might want to stay tuned to the MUT, official MUT, EA Sports MUT Twitter account on Thursday. There might be, every day there's been some good tweets. We had some today, but there's going to be some good ones tomorrow. I'm excited to see what people start talking about. There's going to be a good tweet tomorrow, so I'm excited. So stay tuned.
All right. Slump out.
We're out, guys. Thank you.